Welcome back to Good Day State Line. The Winnebago County Health Department Trauma-Informed Community Initiative includes so many important organizations, including Children's Home and Aid. Lori Poppin is chatting with us today to tell us more. Good morning, Lori.
Good morning.
So we want to know a little bit about Children's Home and Aid, just in general first.
Sure. We are a social service agency, a statewide agency. We have 4 regions, including our northern region, which is in Rockford, and we have regions in Chicago, Bloomington, and the East St. Louis area as well. So we serve children all across the state and families who are, experiencing trauma, who need help with childcare. We do child welfare services as well. So we have a variety of programs across the state.
So tell me how trauma impacts our community here in the state line.
Well, trauma can impact people, in very individual ways. So for each person, it can be very different. It can impact their physical health, their mental health, their relationships, depending on the coping skills and their ability to, bounce back from trauma. It can be something that impacts them, for many, many years. So by talking about it, we're hoping, that people will understand, that there are ways that they can get help and that they are not alone.
That is so important, and that's, I think, the whole idea right behind the Trauma-Informed Community Initiative. But obviously this year something got thrown at us that no one was really prepared for, our coronavirus pandemic. So tell me how that pandemic impacts the mental health in children and families.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing it, the families that we're working with currently, are coming to us, with a lot of things already going on in their lives. And then, we have this pandemic on top of it, which, impacts pretty much everyone. So we have, just these layers of stress that people are experiencing from, being isolated, the fear and worry that comes from, having someone you love become ill or yourself becoming ill. And just all of the, the things that have happened, due to the pandemic, around, not having access to all of the things that typically, we use to, socialize and to be, make ourselves happy. We don't have access to a lot of those things. So, people's jobs are impacted, childcare is impacted, schools are impacted. So there are just layers upon layers of additional stresses that come along with, even just the fear of the actual virus itself.
Absolutely. Our producer, I know she sent this to you. You guys were talking about the triggers of 2020, and so many of them are, like you mentioned, the COVID outbreak in general is a trigger, but then you have no concerts and no holidays and homeschooling, which are all, different things that have been going on this year, but it's all creating this more traumatic year for everybody.
Yes, definitely. And I think that people just weren't prepared, for one thing. We just didn't have, things in place, to help us cope with all of these things that we are, now having to deal with. I think about, you mentioned the homeschooling, and I think about, all of the families who, are either working from home and then also, monitoring their child's school day, or, parents who, are working outside the home and then have to figure out the whole, monitoring your child's school day, in addition to that. So, with all of the other stressors we talked about, I think, and just all of those layers that I think, seem to weigh people down.
So if anybody who's watching wants to know more about Children's Home and Aid and see how maybe they can help you now or in the future, Lori, where can we have them go?
So you can find out more about Children's Home and Aid at our website, which is www.childrenshomeandaid.org, or they can call our main number, which is 815-962-1043. We have a variety of programs that are open to people who, are seeking help. But then we can also help put people in touch with resources that, we might not be able to provide, or that, they may have a specific need that we can help them find some help, hopefully.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us this morning, Lori.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Coming up next, we're making holiday cocktails with John from Gambino Realtors. And later, we're naming our next fan of the week. We'll be right back.